Hi, today I'm going to compare two guitars that are often compared to each other. It's the Martin D18, which I have in my hand, and the Gibson J45, which you'll see shortly. Um, these are, it's not quite apples to apples. They both have new strings. The ones on the Martin are slightly lighter because the action's a little high. At some point, that'll be looked at. So there is the Martin D18 is from 1971, so it's kind of almost vintage. And the Gibson J45 is from 2002, so it's 21, 22 years old. And it was built in Bozeman, Montana, to kind of the original specs of the J45. So not kind of apples to apples, but not quite. They both have very new strings on them. So this is the D18. I'll just strum it. Well, that sounds pretty good. These are custom lights, so or 11s for you guitar people. And this is the J45. Again, it could have. They started building these in the 30s, I think, but this is from 2002, and it was built in Bozeman, Montana. There's some strumming. Well, they both sound good. I can never quite determine what the differences in sound are, but hopefully you can. One of the things that I do a lot is Carter style picking, so we'll do a little bit of Can the Circle Be Unbroken? And I should tell you that I always play with a strap, and this position is not natural for me. Okay, this is Can the Circle Be Unbroken? Carter family picking will do a little bit on both guitars. Oh, let's start again. Well, that's sounds nice and pretty good. Let's see what the Gibson does. This is the Gibson J45, little Carter family. Circle be unbroken by and by. I think I got two good guitars. These are fairly recent guitars for me. I've it's in the shop, but I've had a Martin D18 built in 1969 for since 1970, and it's got Brazilian rosewood, and that's coming back from the shop, so I might do some more comparisons later on. One of the things I do is I play fiddle tunes on guitar, so let's see. Let's give that a run. It's a little snippet of a tune, just an A and a B part. Usually I play a little more than that. And then here is the Gibson doing the same thing. The pick is a 60 blue chip, so I think it's a 1.5 millimeter. Well, I thought I heard a bit of a difference between those two. And something I used to do but don't do much anymore is kind of blues picking. I'll just do a little bit of some. Not that up on my blues anymore, but see what we got. That had a kind of a classic feel to it. Let's see what we got on the. And we'll just do a couple of strums again before I close out. We're going like 10 minutes, so if you're still here, this is the 1971 Martin D18. I got this about 2 months ago, and just put new strings. I got lighter strings than usual because the action's a little high, and these work. Whoops, the Gibson is falling over. So we'll play that and then we'll hang it up. And here's a couple more chords in the Gibson. I got the Gibson about 2 years ago, and part of the reason for that was I had a Gibson J45 that I got as a high school graduation present. Thank you, parents. And I traded it in on the Martin D18 back in 1970. And about 2 years ago, I said, let's rectify that. And then found one that was in good shape, that was built in Montana in 2002. So it's already aged. I mean, it's 20 years old. So that's it. So we got the Martin D18 and the Gibson. You can see this J45. And there's your comparison. Thanks so much.